Hello guys, how are you? It's Katharine here. I hope everyone is having a great day and a blessed day so far. So today's video, like you guys see by the title, I just want to let you guys know that when we came from New York City, I was super excited. And a couple of things I have learned also when we travel. Before we jump right in, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you have any comment, prayer requests, leave them below. I would love to pray for you and gather our together in family in Christ. Thank you so much for being here today, for giving me all the support and everything, you know. So today I'm wearing my hat. It's been a while, okay? It's been a while. I don't wear a hat. I feel today I just want to feel cute. For some reason, like fall time, and this weather is getting so crazy. At this point, I don't know what to wear. Do I wear just sweaters and still sweating through the day? Because here it's just crazy. It's crazy, it's crazy. Just keep it down. Do you know? Do you want to be low? Stay low. You want to be highs? Stay in the highs. Don't do this. Don't do this. I don't know how November is gonna be. Who knows? Probably November will be cool because I think this is state right here specifically. The coolest months is always January and the hottest are July and August. Right now we're in October, but September was like it wasn't that bad, but it's still over the 80s. So now as one day is like 80s, 79, 60 something, and then we go out to the 50s at night, 40s, and then the next day will be about 75, 80s. Do you know? I know this weather is just going crazy. October is just a crazy month of the year. The up and downs and the weather, you know, just stay like that. But I want to feel cute today. I'm just in the house. I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm just gonna film the video. Today I'm gonna be talking about a couple of things that I learned when I traveled with my little guy as a solo. It's my first time traveling with him as a toddler in our airplane, okay? It's very different in an airplane than a car. I can share a couple of things that we have done traveling in the car across country, what else I would do, because you know we have traveled, especially in Washington, that's what we have him. We traveled a couple of hours as well to different places, obviously exploring, going camping, doing all the fun stuff that I did not vlog none of that because it's like private, you know, but I do have a lot of pictures. Things that I learned with driving is very different because you have your own privacy. Just your husband, you yourself, but especially for us, it was my husband. I am a little guy, so if I was driving, he was going with a little guy in the back, or vice versa. And then we didn't do any tablet or anything. Obviously, it's Scotty, and then we have our little things to go camping, do all that to stay, which was very fun. And he was little, so he was a car seat. Sometimes he just fall asleep, so it was easier. But when we moved from Washington to here, he was a little bit bigger. He was getting like, I need something, and he started complaining, so that's why we get the tablet, which I regretted, but I don't regret as much because that's what keep us there. And then the tablet helped me this time as well for the travel going to New York City to visit our family. So it's very different travels, and after all the things that you guys around the world, what's happening, like you cannot even travel anywhere now, and some other places are lifted, so it was easy for us to be traveling right now, and everything is getting a little bit more settled, which is kind of good. The first thing I learned was like, you have your birth certificate to go travel. They didn't ask me for that for some reason. I did not know that, but I bring it because you know a lot of things that are happening, so it was better to be safe than say I'm sorry. Yeah, I bring it with me. They didn't ask me for anything at all, so it was pretty easy in that. Other thing I learned that was like my mistake. I don't know. This is, like I said, my first time traveling in the airplane. That, do you know, my last time when I traveled in 2019, do you know that all the times that we go for security in the airport, you always need to take your shoes off? So this time I put everything away and I didn't know. So I take my little guy's shoes off. And I take my shoes off, which mine are fine. But then they told me that my little guy shouldn't be taking his shoes off, so he can walk through it like nothing, and then there will be a checking point. So I did not know that. Like I said, I have no idea. So there is that. If you know, don't do it. I don't know why, but you know, for us adults, they always ask to take your shoes off, but for kids, they didn't ask. Other thing that I was kind of like a little bit my experience in that, I was like, are you being serious right now? Are you asking me this question? So I have my diaper bag, obviously, with extra clothes. My little guy is potty trained. We going potty, toilets, out. I have everything. So the diaper bag have wipes to clean the area. I have a little sit that we use. Obviously, when we go out, this is just like folded. I got it on Amazon. It was like $16, $20 something. It was a little expensive. But that, you know, I clean the toilet around and I put it on top. I clean again and then I fold it in the paper bag and the little plastic bag. I have that. I have some wipes and I have extra clothes. And obviously, I knew that I will need a lot of snacks because if you go on travel and you don't have snacks, and you have a child, you're gonna be screwed. A little bit screwed, you know, just a little bit, because kids eat a lot. So I have water, I have milk, I have a lot of snacks. And the guy asked me if that was my water, if I'm gonna be drinking it, otherwise he won't need to toss it. My face was, you see what I'm having right here? This is my child, you know? I need that food. I need those juice, milk, and water. Oh, okay, man. Why'd you asking me that question? See, maybe my child, you know, if I was just myself, I get it, because I remember in some places you cannot pass any food at all. In other places they let you pass food, and other places they don't let you pass any food for some reason. If you go when you were hungry and you go at a different time and you have snacks and a lot of things, because some places are still not open at that time, why do they need to throw your food away? You get what I'm saying? But it's airport security, you know, a lot of people just eat it there and do that. But I was like, why are you asking me that question? Like, do you see what I have here with my little guy? Obviously, I will need a lot of snacks. The stroller in my little guy, I do have the Mockingbird stroller. It's so good. It's like it's similar to the Upa baby. It was funny because I didn't know my little guy almost doesn't fit in there. He is getting so big, you know? But I bring it because, you know, we probably will bring it and he just want to walk. He's a big guy now, but he will be tired, you know? I know he will be tired. He will be like, yeah, you're going to New York, you're gonna walk the whole time. I was being tired. Nobody carving me in a little cart or anything, you know? I need to walk and wait until we get to the house and have some time to rest, you know? Yeah. That was my experience out there. I got the stroller, everything. I bring the tablet. So if you have Netflix or YouTube Kids, I think you can download a couple things. So I download like Llama Llama, Red Pajama, Cocomelon, He Love Blippi. Couple of things, obviously, with education for kids. And you just download and have it there. So if you don't have Wi-Fi, he can still watch those. And, you know, you have something for him to be like that. I didn't bring any toys or anything. He had the green car. It's like a green car that literally is color green. They don't have it, so I need to like paint it. He bring his green car, keep it in the pocket most of the time, so the green car could get lost. The green car got lost in the train, but one lady was kind because the train wasn't like pretty full. She knew it was him, so she gave it back to me and I put it away. I told him that the green car is not longer with us, but I didn't try, but I told him like, this is what happened when you bring the green car to a place that you shouldn't be bringing in, because if they got lost, it will get lost, you know? Going back to the airport, so he had the green car, he had the tablet, he had a lot of snacks. That was the first thing that he started doing. It was eating. I didn't have to bring any earbuds, anything for the ears, nothing like that. And I think I feel pretty blessed because it wasn't like pretty full to go to New York, but people wasn't complaining. It was like 2 more little kids around. So I think it went great. It was like an hour, but I think it was like 45 minutes. Literally it was less than an hour. When we get there, we just flew away. My little guy did pretty good. The only thing that I have to say is like, he was so excited at first to get buckled up because he is a big guy. But after buckle up and then we go, he started complaining, he want to take it off, and yeah, it was a little bit difficult and I need to talk to him. Flight attendant passed and she's like, he needs to get buckled up, and I was like very embarrassed, and I was like, but he don't want to. He started crying and I told him, okay, you come with mama. And I grab him, I give him my love, I get some snuggie with him. And you know, for being the first time flying with him, I think he did pretty good. It wasn't that bad. The big thing, you know. And then after, I just give some snuggles. I told him to give him some snacks, so he was happy to have snacks. And then we put the tablet and he started watching the tablet, and he was like looking through the window, and that was pretty much what we did, like looking through the window, looks the sky, doing all that. Like he can see around everything a little bit better. We didn't have any accidents or anything. I was pretty glad, because before we go to the plane, we offered the toilet, like, come on, we need to go. He was like, no, no, no. And I told him, can we try? And we did try. I did the same thing, like, okay, mama's gonna try potty. And I went, we tried potty, and he tried potty and he used it. So that was pretty nice, you know, that was pretty nice. And we went there, and I said again, like, hey, can we try potty? You know, so that way we tried to save a little bit of the hustle, just in case accidents happened. But he's pretty good, always letting me know. So yeah, there is the little tricky part in there, but he did pretty good. Since we were in New York, a couple of things I have to say is, like, the stroller, when we take the train, it was a little bit of hustle. I think especially when we went to the zoo, it was pretty hard, because I think when we were coming back to the house was around 3 to 4, and it was like pretty busy, and he was very tired. He was pretty much walked the whole zoo, and we didn't finish to see everything. And he fell asleep, obviously. And I do have the stroller, because I knew I need to get the stroller. And in the train, it was a hassle. It was so full. I have no idea, and it was the big stroller. And it was the big stroller, and obviously my family surround him, and I was holding him. It was pretty busy, pretty stocked. Like, everyone was like this. And that was the only thing that I would say, like, that's, yeah, it's a bummer, okay? It's a bummer where you have to do that, but it's fine. He did pretty good for the most part. Most of the time he was preferring walking. He didn't, because he's a big guy, he didn't, but a couple times he passed out. We take buses, you get taxis. We were trying, like, the best, because hey, parking is expensive in New York. Like, for a day you pay $50, and for a whole week you can pay like 100 or something, maybe a little bit more. And then if you want the whole month, some places you can pay $600 to $1,000 something just for parking alone. It's just ridiculous, you know. And if you want to get like free parking, be ready, and then be ready to get a ticket or something, because it's just crazy. But overall, I think that traveling me alone with my little guy and learning like how to travel alone with him in New York, especially like very busy city, it wasn't that bad. Just be ready with a lot of food, water, juice, and clothes, extra clothes, just in case something happened. Overall, when we came back as well, he did pretty good. I don't know, when you need like a car seat, obviously, to go and get a taxi or get an Uber to go to the airport, to go to different places, sometimes when he passes asleep, it's very difficult, even though they do have the offer like car seat Uber, but it wasn't very, like, I don't know, it's more expensive too. I think it's like $10 more that you have to pay, or maybe $20. Yeah, they didn't have that, which is like a bummer. So kind of like it's not the best thing, but sometimes, you know, if you need to take a taxi because he passed out, or a bus, or the bus wasn't there or something. So I grabbed my little guy and put him here, and obviously I was like trying to protect him the best I could. I try not to put my child unsafe in any way, shape, or form. I always try to be more protective of him and everything, but the situation that we were having when you're traveling in New York is very different. It's not the same thing, you know. It's not the same thing when you're in the house, you have all your belongings, you have your car, you have all of that. There in traveling, it's not the same thing. So I didn't have my car, only the stroller, and obviously in some situations we need to take a taxi. We were too far, he fell asleep, or some things like that, the train wasn't there, or depending on the area that you were going. and we need to take an Uber or a taxi, and then you're just trying to take one with a car seat, but it wasn't there available, so you have the availability to change and take another one, and when you take another one, you don't have the car seat, which is the bummer. But always being protecting your child. I'm not saying like you should do that in other places, and when I was younger, the car seat wasn't like a big thing at that time, but you know, we're doing everything to protect our kids. We want to have the safety, okay? I'm not trying, but that's something I learned in New York. A lot of people have kids and everything, you know, and you walk, but sometimes walking and he falls, and then he want to go to the other side of New York, we will need to take a train or something like that. That's transportation, which they're a little bit easier and accessible, but at the same time, depending on the rush hour and all that is happening, sometimes you will need a taxi or an Uber, so you will have more easy to move. The only issue is that one, the car seats, and you know, the other ones it's still kind of the same, you don't have it. But we did have so much fun. Like I said, a lot of snacks and everything. He just wanted to be a trooper. He did pretty good. He is just a trooper. Like he did pretty good without the stroller for most of the part. He did not want to use it unless he's pretty tired, so I make sure to walk all over, you know, and my camera is about to die. But when we came back, we did the same thing. It was pretty easy. You already know, off for the potty, and yeah, it was pretty good. We did come here and he missed daddy and he stayed with daddy, and it was pretty simple, nothing too bad, nothing too crazy, and we have a lot of fun. My camera is about to die, and yeah, that's the things that I learned, and a little recap that how we did in a travel. So it wasn't that bad. Let me know if I left anything, if you have any other tips that I should know a little bit better, especially if I'm planning to travel soon to visit family, how everything's gonna go, if I go solo, if I go with my husband, how you guys have done it, all the good stuff. So yeah, I will see you in my next video. Stay blessed and have a good weekend. Bye guys.